You talked a little bit about the Spirit of Scotland and working with Craig, with Haas, and a large bass section doing
Yes.
some innovative things. So that was kind of a week in Scotland that was maybe unique. Maybe talk about that.
It was a fantastic week. When I first got there, I only really knew 2 members of the drum corps. Some of them I never actually met properly until we'd all finished playing before they all went home. But they were all supreme professionals. They really all buckled down and worked so hard for the overall band. Everybody believed in what they were doing. That very first practice in St Andrew in the Square, where the whole band was there, and at the end Roddy said, "Right lads, next practice at 12 o'clock tomorrow," or something like that. So John, the leading drummer, John Fisher, said, "That'll be 12 o'clock for us, that'll be 11 o'clock for us then, lads." Okay, fine. Then we went outside. Dennis went, "I'll be 10 o'clock for us then." And it just kind of... And actually, 9 o'clock next morning, there's this great reshuffling of bodies where we were all staying as everybody's got off into little corners to make sure they all knew what they were doing.
Right.
And that was a lot of professional people that were dedicated at doing their very best for the thing, which made the whole thing very unique.
Mm-hmm.
Very unique. A wonderful time.
And listening back to it, if you listen to the recordings, what did you think of the mid section, the bass section?
I thought it was great.
across?
It was a wonderful medley we did, and the sounds were good. It was subtle. It was good.
Good. Now you've been a bass drummer with a few bands since the Veil.
Yes.
There's Drambuie Kirkliston, a grade 2 band that really rose to ready to move into grade 1. Lothian and Borders Police, each with Ian Duncan as pipe major.
Well, yes, Ian. I went with Ian when he took over Drambuie, and again that was a great experience with folk. Unfortunately, Drambuie pulled the plug on the band. But then when with Lothian and Borders, because I'd retired again. I've retired about 3 times so far. I got a phone call from Arthur Cook, and it was Davy Barnes. It was pipe major of Lothian and Borders at that point in time, and they asked if I would help them out over the season. So I went and played with them for the season. But then Davy left and Ian came in, so I just stayed on with it. And then Arthur left, and it was Jake that was there.
So Arthur Cook, and then Jake Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, there's been a few leading drummers and a few pipe majors. Because I played for a wee while with the City of Edinburgh when
Gordon Campbell?
no, Derek Graham was pipe major, but because Derek was one of the pipers in the Vale, all these years ago. So he said, "Oh, you're in the hand, Chris." So I played with them for a wee while when I think Ian was playing with Scottish Power. So no, I've sort of done bits of my own, but life gets very complicated when we're in different pipe bands.
Sure.
And then with children as well, it got even more complicated when they were in different bands. So it was much simpler if we're all in one band.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 of us were.
Now, what about talk about specific bass drummers? Who are your favourites? Bass drummers of all time.
Oh, and I meant to try and find out his name. There was a bass drummer in Strathclyde Police wee guy with the red hair. Oh, and I thought he was a fantastic bass drummer. I was meant to find out his name before I came to see.
So that would have been in the 1980s.
Yeah, that was probably when I was just first playing, because then Paul, the big tall guy, started playing with Strathclyde Police. Yeah, Hoss, of course. And Admiral, as I say, quite unique in his own, and Luke. Quasi as well from Bog Hall.
Ian McLean.
Yeah. And Ian McMillan, that was with Scottish Power. Ian McMillan, Ian was playing with Glasgow Sky when we were all in grade 2, so we kind of played against each other over quite a long period of time. But there's quite a few just good, stable players that just knew what they were doing.
So would they you drawn to them because of that stability kind of factor, or were they creative, kind of challenging the instrument and what its capability is?
Both, I think. They had the stability of holding the band together, but they all had their own wee styles and their own they took different bents to it. They had different styles, different innovative things that they all did. I think we all learnt off each other. You can have a look and say, oh, that's a good area.
And would it be also the ability to get a different tone out of the instrument? I guess
I think that's
technical
it.
kind
I
of
think that's
approach.
It. Most of the good players get a tone. It's a bit like hitting a golf ball, by the sound it makes, how far it's going to go. And it's a hard one to explain, because you get a different drum and you have to play around with it for a wee while before you just find the right way to get the sound. And that's hard. I can't explain that one any more than that. I'm not sure if any of the others can.
Is that just something you sort of have or you don't have, or
I think
can it be learned?
Can it be learned? I don't know. But I learnt it, I think. And that's what I mean about projection. It's getting the sound to project. But if you've got a good drum, it helps with that. But I think these players would get a sound out of almost anything, given a wee bit of time.
Getting a good drum, I suppose not a lot of bands would be interested in the bass drummer saying, no, this isn't going to work. Give me another one.
No, they're not very good at that. Just do something with it. Yeah. My pet hate is when they say hit it harder, and you go,
not about that.
No, if you hit it hard, it just sounds wrong.
Right.
Hitting it harder doesn't make it sound louder. It's and that's where it comes into trying to get the sound out of the drum.
I guess it's like hitting a golf ball. You don't necessarily have to swing harder.
That's right.
To hit it longer, or to have more resonance or whatever.
That's right. Yes, you just know by the sound.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a good one. It's going to go well.
You're obviously a golfer.
No.
No.
Not really. No. But did a wee bit once upon a time.
So, okay, you've talked about your favorites. What about who would you say is the greatest bass drummer of all time?
Oh, I don't know. I've got a one that's up there. No, can't give you a straight answer on that one because I really couldn't say.
Would they be one of the those who you mentioned just now?
Probably. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's.
If they were a pipe band Hall of Fame, and they had to induct the first bass drummer into that Hall of Fame, who would that be? Who do you think deserves it?
I think Hoss probably does. Yeah. Because of his approach and the fact that he tried to he's tried to develop the drum, and he's got a very different way of looking at things, which is good. But But I know there's a few. Aye. It'd be hard to pick one only, you know.
Right.
I do think it's a shame they've done away with the. I know they did away with the bass drummer prize, and it's now a bass section prize. I think that was a shame. Because as you say, they have drumming prizes, but they don't have piping prizes.
Right.
But it was a great honour to actually be recognised, and it was kind of the only way that the bass drummer was recognised.
Mm-hmm. Now, just talking about pipe bands, we've tried to coax out of you your favourites for bass drumming, but what about pipe bands? Who are your favourite bands of all time?
Well, it sort of varied from year to year. Aye, they sort of come and go, but over the years, I suppose starting way back in Invergordon Distillery, when I was young, I thought musical stuff. That was probably the enthusiastic for them. And Edinburgh City Police, Glasgow Police.
Yeah.
Also the top-notch guys, really.
So going back a bit.
Going back there, yeah. But then more recently, in the 78s, when we were all in the sort of 1980s and early 90s. Today, I like Slot.
Now,
They all have their good moments, you know. Inverari's done some good stuff.
Sure.
And
do you tend to listen to bands from a overall perspective, or is your ear sort of trained to basically to the bass section or the bass drum?
I listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole band. Like what I like tunes, if you know what I mean. If they play a lot of tunes that I think whereas if they play something that you go away humming, you really like the exciting tunes.
You go to
but I always take heed of the bass.